Look, the internet. It's basically just become one giant, terrifying mall food court now, hasn't it? Full of questionable choices, and the constant threat of someone stealing your wallet while you're distracted by a giant pretzel. And in the same way that you wouldn't wander around a mall food court blindfolded, businesses can't afford to be naive about cybersecurity. Because let's be clear, the threats are evolving faster than a seagull trying to steal your unattended French fries. Cybercriminals are like the toddlers of the digital age, constantly finding new ways to cause chaos. They're not just after your lunch money anymore, they're coming for the whole damn food court. So buckle up, Buttercup, because in this video, we're diving deep into the 5 biggest cybersecurity threats facing businesses in 2024. Consider this your cybersecurity awareness pamphlet, only instead of boring stock photos you've got me, your mildly agitated yet strangely comforting guide to the digital abyss. First up, the old faithful of cybercrime back for another bite at the digital apple ransomware. You know the drill hackers break into your systems, lock up your data tighter than a nun's? Well, you get the idea. Then they demand a king's ransom to give you the key. But here's the kicker. In 2024, these digital delinquents have gone full mafia on us with the whole double extortion racket. Now, not only do they hold your data hostage, but they also threaten to leak your dirtiest digital secrets if you don't pay up. It's like finding out the person who stole your identity is also blackmailing you with pictures from your college years. And the price tag? Forget about a couple of bitcoins under the mattress. We're talking millions, people. Next up, we've got phishing, the cyber equivalent of that friend who borrows $20 and then forgets to pay you back. Except instead of $20, it's your passwords, financial data, and maybe even your grandma's secret cookie recipe. Now, you might think you're too smart to fall for a phishing scam, but hold on to your horses, cowboy, because in 2024, phishing got a serious upgrade. We're talking AI-powered, personalized scams that could fool even the most discerning digital citizen. These days, hackers are using generative AI to craft emails that look more convincing than a politician promising not to raise taxes. They can mimic the writing style of your boss, your colleagues, even your long-lost third cousin, twice removed. Chapter 3. Supply chain attacks. When your weakest link becomes your biggest weakness. Remember that game we used to play as kids, Telephone? Where one person whispers a message and it gets passed around until it's about as coherent as a politician's campaign promises? Well, supply chains are kind of like that, except instead of a silly message, you're passing sensitive data. And just like in the game, things can go wrong. Very, very wrong. Hackers target third-party vendors to gain access to bigger targets. It only takes one vulnerable vendor to unravel the entire thing. Supply chain attacks are notoriously difficult to detect. Chapter 4, Insider Threats, the enemy within, and also sometimes just Steve from accounting. Insider threats. The cybersecurity equivalent of finding out your roommate has been eating your leftovers and then blaming it on the dog. It's a betrayal of trust, a violation of security, and sometimes it's just Steve from accounting accidentally clicking on a phishing link. Because let's face it, not all cybersecurity threats come from shadowy figures in hoodies, hunched over glowing screens in darkened rooms. Sometimes the biggest threat to your data is sitting right there in the next cubicle, innocently humming along to Barry Manilow and unknowingly leaking sensitive information like a sieve. Now, I'm not saying that Steve from accounting is a malicious mastermind bent on corporate espionage, although let's be honest, that Hawaiian shirt does seem a bit suspicious, but the reality is, insider threats can be intentional or accidental. It could be a disgruntled employee looking to settle a score, a careless contractor who leaves their laptop open at Starbucks, or yes, even poor, unsuspecting Steve. Chapter 5, AI-powered attacks. The robots are coming and they've got malware. The newest and perhaps most terrifying threat on our cybersecurity hit list, AI-powered attacks. Sentient toasters and self-driving cars weren't dystopian enough. Now we have AI being used for evil. AI is like a highly intelligent chimpanzee with a chainsaw. In the right hands, it helps us automate tasks and protect from cyber attacks. But in the wrong hands, you don't want to be near that chainsaw. Cyber criminals use AI to create smarter, more sophisticated attacks. AI-powered malware can morph and change its code to evade detection. Bots mimic human behavior to infiltrate systems undetected. Deepfake technology could make even your own mother question your identity. It's like something out of a science fiction movie, except it's our reality. Outro, don't become a cybercrime statistic. So there you have it, folks. The 5 biggest cybersecurity threats facing businesses in 2024. It's a jungle out there, a digital Serengeti teeming with predators just waiting to pounce on unsuspecting prey. But don't despair. Just because the threats are evolving doesn't mean you have to become a statistic. Remember, cybersecurity isn't just about buying the shiniest new software or hiring an army of ethical hackers, although let's be honest, that wouldn't hurt. Contact us today at info@securecert.com.